Hi, welcome to the fifth module of the course. This one is called Understanding My Smoking Behavior. In this module, there's some questionnaires for you to do that help you analyze and get a handle on why it is you smoke, what you're trying to get from smoking, the triggers and things that make you smoke. Now, so you'll need your quick hit again to be able to write the things that come from the downloadable PDFs. In one of these sections, you're going to do your smoking diary. So your smoking diary is this. Every time you reach for a cigarette, every time you smoke a cigarette, write down the time, the date, the time, how much you need the cigarette on a scale of 3. Okay, so 1 is don't need it very much. 2, I sort of need it, kind of. And 3, I need it a lot. Okay, so you want to number, and there's a chart there for you to use. Number each cigarette by how much you need it. But also very important is to write down the circumstances. What was your mood? What was going on in your life? Why did you do this? And also the social circumstances. Were you alone? Were you with friends? Were you out clubbing? Was it a break at work? What's going on when you have this cigarette? And using the diary over 4 days, all these 4 days should be representative of your life. So it can't be weird. You shouldn't be on vacation somewhere, okay? 2 of the days should be weekdays that have to do with work or school or things that you're doing in your routine life. 2 of them should be your weekend times. So you can see how you're using cigarettes when you're doing social things or relaxing more and you're not at work. So you want to get a really good picture using the smoking diary as a way to see how your smoking is manifesting in your life. There's also a page in here called My Smoking Triggers, and you're going to think about all the things that trigger you to smoke. Something that happens in your life or in your mind where you say, man, I'm going to have a cigarette right now. And so whatever those are, write them down, those triggers. It might be that you're going to have an interaction with your boss, and that's a trigger. Okay, maybe that's the case. When you first wake up in the morning, I have a friend, he's a committed non-smoker. He hasn't smoked for decades. But if he goes out to dinner with his sister, and they have a really good meal, the 2 of them at the end of the meal will want a cigarette. They will crave a cigarette and they will laugh at each other. They'll say, ah, man, remember how good it used to be? Well, okay, so that's a trigger for them and they're done, so they're not going to do anything, but they recognize this as they were in that habit. So these are things that you have to become aware of as to what triggers you having a cigarette. So go ahead and do those. Again, I give you how many days I think you ought to do that, not because each one takes a long time, but because I want you to think about what the responses are to these so you can be thinking about your smoking behavior and become more aware of the reasons you smoke and how you go about living a smoker's life. Okay, so when you're done with that, come back to part 6.